How would you like your steak, sir?
I like it mooing, baby.
Well, that won't take very long. Hey, welcome back to Truck U. The party gate is coming along. Take a look at this. I'm telling you, this is already looking like a lot of fun. The grill is setting in place, got the flags flying. This is good and sturdy. It's not going anywhere. But we need to bring out the meat and bring out the condiments to get to cooking, right? But we need a place to put all that. So we got this little condiment rack. This was nice and cheap, too. I think this was $6 or $7. So you add that to the tally, and we're not getting up too big. We've got a couple condiments here, little Cajun seasoning, a little Miracle Whip. I'm not much of a mayonnaise guy, but we'll see what happens. Now, all right, paper towels, and there was one more thing.
Oh, Matt, you left this behind the bushes.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you never know when you're going to need a little bit of this. You know, really, this party gate does have everything but the toilet, but for guys, we've got front doors, so we don't need that. You know what? That's one thing we've got left. They can't take that away from us, can they?
No,
right?
That's ours, baby.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
There's one thing we forgot, we haven't mentioned in this part, and that is when you're having a tailgate, you've got to have cold beer.
Yes.
What's better than cold beer?
Colder beer.
That's right, and we're going to accomplish that because this is an instrument that Matt is intimately familiar with. Am I right?
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, you mentioned the college years, and I think this had something to do with it.
It does look familiar, I will admit that. So,
what we're going to do here is we're going to take a little race car knowledge and drop it on you. What we're going to do is make this beer colder by intercooling it. Yeah, with a race car, you take a turbocharger, you've got that hot air, you run it through an ice bath in the intercooler, and that cools it off before it goes into the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to intercool the beer by pumping it through an ice bath and pumping it into you.
And we're going to do all of that using these parts right here. Now, the principle of the intercooler as a system is pretty simple. It provides cooler, denser air to the engine. Whether you're using an ice bath, like in Bruno's race car, or your typical standard intercooler in a big diesel truck, for example, right? Bottom line is, the engine is nothing more than a big air pump, and those things need to breathe.
Absolutely.
And we, as tailgaters and partiers, we need to drink. We're kind of like big water pumps, right? You see what I'm saying, Bruno? Just go with me on this. I've done extensive research over the years, and what I have found throughout my calculations is that if we take a typical full-size keg like this, Exhibit A, and we run a 2-gallon intercooler system right here, there is a definite size and length that you need to your line right there for optimum surface area that's going to give you optimum coolage on your beer, right?
And that's what we're looking for.
Those numbers are 50 feet of tubing, and it needs to be a 1/4 inch on the inside diameter right there. So you would basically calculate that at 2 pi r times the length of your line, which is basically times 50 feet. So 2 pi r.
Carry the 4.
Yeah, 1/4 times 50.
Dude, that's like 14 million square inches of beer in a 2-gallon drum.
That's a lot of cooling, my friend.
Genius.
So the first thing we need to do is go up here to the stock spout. Boom, we take that out.
Let me file that for you.
Take care of that, all right? This is our new upgraded spout right here. Now we'll hook this line in. Let me get that. I'm gonna have to tighten that down a little bit, but that's fine.
That's cool.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not done yet. Okay, now this will run through the lid and into our intercooler system, but there's some more work to do on the inside.
Now what I'm doing is I'm putting on a little barb fitting on the back end of the spigot like that. This way we won't lose any beer, it won't leak out. And then that'll go in the back side. Now what makes this whole thing magical, so to speak, is the fact that, yes, we're taking beer, we're running it through an ice cooler, but the beer is never going to hit the ice, so it won't ever get watered down, so we're never going to change the chemical makeup of the beer. It's going to stay in this tube and get chilled. The only thing better than cold beer is really cold beer, and I think if your numbers are right, beer slushies.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Now, Bruno works on that. We said 50 feet. Now, our tubing right here comes in lengths of 25, so we got 2. Again, a very inexpensive thing. Low budget operation, and we just basically will add these 2 lines together. And this, you know, seriously, if you only run 25 feet, I mean, why even bother doing it? You got to go 50. Go big or go home,
babe. That was
That's a little scary.
That was weird.
So all we need to do now is finish up our plumbing, but we need to go to break. So we're going to finish hooking all this up, cram the hose down in there, get it packed full of ice, and then the party's just about ready to start.
All right.
You got this?
I got it, baby. Are you watching the magic happen here?
I'm watching the ice do its job.
All right, let's seal our intercooler and let it do our chilling of that beer.
There you go.
Now today we took a big detour for what we normally do here in the shop. Usually it's underneath the hood, we're putting a lift on it, we're getting ready to go out on the trails, but let's face it, when you buy a truck, you don't use it just for a work vehicle, and fun isn't just going out in the mud holes.
Right.
You can have fun with it too at the game now. This Tacoma's a little more versatile, and we made it a little more fun for for just a little bit of money.
Yeah, we didn't spend too much money at all. Remember, we only paid $25 at a garage sale for this gate right here, so that was dirt cheap. I think the most money that we spent was we dropped $50 on the grill, but you want to spend some money on the thing that's going to cook your food, right? So that was a good investment. We put a couple dollars down on some flags and this, that, the other. Condiments we had laying around, chairs we had laying around, the coolers we had, so we didn't have to spend any money on that.
Right.
We're up to what? $100?
Yeah, we're about $100 minus the beer, so that's not too bad.
Right.
So if you go online and look at some of these tailgate kits you can buy, they're in upwards of $1,000, so I think we did real well. The whole point of it for us is it looks pretty good. We've got to paint it up a little bit and do some of that stuff, but it's fully functional. It takes down and goes back together in a matter of minutes, so we can spend more time at the game and more time partying before the game. That's what it's all about.
It's not all work here in the shop. Sometimes we got to have a little bit of fun as well. You ready? You ready for some beanbag tossing?
You want to challenge me in beanbag?
Man, I'm like the champion, dude. You don't want to mess with the kid.
All right, come on, bring it. See what you got. You ready? What do you say? Loser buys the beer?
Sounds good. Consider it bought. Age before beauty. That's what I like.
That's all the time we got for Truck You. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
You know it. Oh!